This glowing creature is a vampire squid from hell. But it's not what you think. It's not a vampire, not a squid, and it's definitely not from hell. So, what is it? Stick around. Did you know the vampire squid was first discovered in 1898? Though it's been around for millions of years. In fact, the oldest known fossil is over 170 million years old. Granted, this is quite rare, since lacking hard parts makes fossilization far less likely. This would make them essentially a living fossil. But hold on, this is not 100% true. There's no way for a creature to remain unchanged for a crap ton years straight. That's not how evolution works. Their scientific name is Vampyroteuthis infernalis, meaning literally vampire squid from hell. Though they aren't actual vampires, they just like to chill and roam the open ocean. You would think the vampire squid would be a, well, squid, right? Not exactly. It may look like one, but they diverged from the true squids around 300 million years ago. They are actually more closely related to octopi, but they took another path 276 million years ago. That's before the dinosaurs even existed. But why did they split? The reason for this is they developed two sensory filaments used for hunting. This adaptation led to their classification in a separate order, Vampyromorphida, a taxonomic group made up mostly of extinct species. In certain offshore regions, there are stagnant zones of water, cut off from ocean currents and gyres, making them poorly oxygenated. These low oxygen bodies, known as the oxygen minimum zones, are the vampire squid's primary habitat, and they are found 600 to 900 meters below sea level. That's deep as fuck. Unlike other cephalopods, the vampire squids are adapted to survive their whole life within the core of the OMZ, where few other animals inhabit. In this almost pitch black environment, known as the twilight zone, the water is frigid. Oxygen saturation drops below 5%, as microbes consume the limited O2 to decompose food residues. To survive in such low oxygen conditions, they use hemocyanin instead of hemoglobin, a blue copper-based blood that efficiently binds oxygen, and they have a large gill area to breathe. These oligorobic creatures barely use energy. They mostly drift instead of actively swimming, on top of having a damn low metabolic rate, the lowest of any known cephalopod, making the vampire squids well suited for this extreme environment. At such depths, where light is nearly non-existent, it may seem weird that these vampires have such large and highly efficient eyes. Matter of fact, they have the largest eyes of any animal in the world, proportional to their body size, and it's a great adaptation for detecting the faintest traces of light. You can even see the ROV's light being reflected. To roam through this darkness, the vampire squid is equipped with some sick-like technology. These are fin-based light organs that can flicker, flash, and even be closed. It has organs at the ends of its arms that can light up and release a glowing cloud, which is basically bioluminescent ink because, well, black ink would be useless in this dark environment. The primary purpose of this bioluminescence is to confuse predators, so if one wants to mess with it, the vampire squid lights up the two big photophores near its fins and covers its head with its cloak. Basically, the vampire squid flips inside out and flashes its mouth, lined with rows of deadly spines. Well, sort of. These are called theory, and they are actually soft and harmless. Vampire squids ain't picky eaters. They eat rotting zooplankton, crustacean leftovers, empty mollusk shells, and even crab. This is called the marine snow, and they are the only cephalopods known to scavenge instead of being predators. Due to the essential need to conserve energy in the OMZ, they don't usually hunt. Rather, they extend their spaghetti-like filaments and wait. These are connected to the brain and covered with nerves, so when they feel something, the vampire squid quickly retracts it. Instead of dragging the long filament all the way to its mouth, the vampire squid simply brushes the food against the inside of the arms. They then get to work, releasing sticky mucus that traps the food and eats it all at once. These feeding filaments allow the red cephalopod to eat without breaking a sweat, making them the only filter-feeding cephalopods known to date. This crazy adaptation was developed because of having a pelagic life in the OMZ.